released to the convicts of Bilkis Bano case is a stain. Friends, I want to say at the outset that the grant of premature release to the convicts in the Bilkis Bano case is a stain on this government, a stain whose legacy can never and will never wash off. No doubt, the matter being sub judice will be decided in due course by the apex court. And we are here not going into legal merits, arguments and contentions. But the bar of public opinion and public conscience is no less important as the court of the people. In that context, in that court of the people, in that bar of public opinion and public conscience, I say with firmness and respect that it is repugnant, reprehensible, and revolting that an elected government in a democracy chose to release rape convicts in such a casual and cavalier manner. Friends, the reason for the press conference is that in the recently filed counter affidavit in the apex court, which has now come in the public domain, shocking revelations have come to light. First of those is that it is now clearly established by way of the affidavit that it was the Modi government, the central government, which gave its concurrence and approval for the release of the individuals convicted of gang rape involving pregnant woman, 3.5-year-old child, and members of her hapless family. Release was ordered, ironically, on Swatantrata Divas, 15th of August this year. And since then, the central government, I'm now talking of the central government, not the Gujarat government, has maintained a studied and deliberate silence on the release of these criminals. Something which has drawn stinging criticism globally and in India, and it is now for the first time that the counter affidavit reveals that, quote unquote, the central government gave concurrence and approval for their release. That also happened after a delay of several months and weeks when the Honorable Supreme Court desired the central government and in particular the Home Ministry to put on record this position. Secondly, this document now in the public domain reveals that this was stoutly objected to, not only by the prosecuting agency CBI, this is very important, the prosecuting agency in the case in that sense is supposed to have the primary control of the case, the understanding of the case, the sensitivity of the case. CBI opposed it, and the special judge also did not agree and opposed it. This second vital fact was also suppressed till the Modi government was forced to file this affidavit in the apex court. Friends, despite the clear and clumsy attempts, the deliberate clumsy attempts to justify this embarrassing, to delay and to suppress this embarrassing and demeaning action, it is clear that unfortunately the sole object of this horrendous act was a raw political object. I want to underline 4 facts. Some of you know about it, but it is important to underline and repeat. First, the panel which ordered their release, it is quite amazing in writing, cited justifications like, quote unquote, convicts belonged to Brahmin and Sanskari families. Now, if this can be a reason, I don't know which system of order and rules we are following. It then said that they may have been intentionally framed, forgetting that they are convicts convicted by a court, intentionally framed. It does not mention the crucial, remember, this has come in affidavit now, but the panel does not say that the MHA, the Ministry of Home Affairs, has granted approval for premature release. This is not said by the panel. It is suppressed. It is tried to be hidden. Second, and everything has to be seen holistically, contextually, not piecemeal and isolation. As you know, they are released on Independence Day this year, and shortly thereafter are felicitated by members of organizations who profess close association with the ruling party. Persons associated with the ruling party, both in Gujarat and in the center, in fact, made public statements, though feeble, to try and justify this unjustifiable and craven decision. Third facet. These are convicts released with identical mass blanket approaches, which shows that everybody is painted with the same mechanical brush. So there are no facts distinguishing this gentleman from this gentleman. There is no fact distinguishing this gentleman from this gentleman. It's a blanket mechanical order, no application of mind to individual cases, individual culpability, individual charges, individual acts or omission. Was this, I ask you, an obscene formality which the panel did? Fourthly, friends, the threat posed by the release at that time, imminent release of these people, the threat posed to the life, liberty and security of Bilkis Bano and her has not even been considered. I can understand that you consider a threat posed to him and then you reject. I can consider that you say that, look, this is a threat posed to me, but then we don't real threat. It is not even considered. It was in fact the direct and serious nature of the threats which had in a sense been already underlined by the Supreme Court when you remember this case was transferred from Gujarat to Maharashtra. Even the trial of the case is transferred from Gujarat to Maharashtra, but when it comes to release, this prime consideration is not a factor or a facet for either the panel which directed their release or the central government which gave concurrence and approval. All of this, friends, establishes beyond a shadow of doubt, slightest vestige of doubt, that this is done full, in fact, I'm sorry to say, full encouragement from the central government, the Modi government. Friends, may I end by saying, we have raised already in what I have said, questions are inbuilt.